Hello and welcome to another DaVinci Insurance Services learning tutorial. Health Savings Accounts. This is part one of a 6-part video tutorial series to introduce you to the basic understandings of health savings accounts. We do encourage you to watch all 6 videos and to watch them in the order that they are presented. There is also an advanced tutorial on health savings accounts that can be found on our website. You really should watch this series first before you watch the advanced series. Of course, we have to start with our legal disclaimer that the content is not intended to be advice of any kind, and the information and opinions are provided solely for general information purposes and may not include all the factors when considering the best solution. So let's start with a brief history of health savings accounts. Health savings accounts were created and signed into law in 2003, so they are relatively new. I think most people have heard of health savings accounts and may know a little bit about how they work, but they are, again, still relatively new. The number of people enrolled in HSA programs has increased year after year. The most recent statistics are, as of January 2009, 8 million people have enrolled in an HSA plan. And as you can see, the statistics of 06, 07, and 08, that the membership has increased by 1 million or more every year. So why are people choosing HSAs? Why are people choosing HSAs? The bottom line is people have found that an HSA program is the most cost-effective way for them to get health care. And I know that because this is a new concept for many of you, and again, I encourage you, I implore you, watch all 6 videos. There's going to be times along the way that something's going to be said that you're going to say, nah, that's not for me. Oh, that's how it works. I'm automatically not interested. Please, you need to watch all of the videos. It's worth your time because the savings can be substantial. And again, even though the concept may be new and you may initially think, nah, it's not right for me, you owe it to yourself to watch the entire video series. It's not very long, because at the very end of the video series, we help you calculate what the savings could be for you. The introduction, the initial videos through the series is absolutely important before you can understand how to calculate those costs. Once you've learned how to run those calculations, you will be confident with your decision whether to participate or not in a health savings account. You'll also learn how to use our tools and to use those every year to calculate whether or not it's still good for you to be in that health savings account. So again, I encourage you, stick with this. It won't take very long to get through these series. Now, in this example, I'm going to share with you why are people choosing HSAs. This goes through the initial core concept of why they are. They are, in some cases, the most cost-effective way to get health care. Now, when people think of the cost of health care, they think of primarily what is my premium. But what they need to understand and what they need to calculate is the total cost of health care, because it's not just your premium. It's your premiums plus the expenses that you incur during the plan year while you use your plan. So in this comparison, we are comparing an HSA to 3 other plans. And so we have here a PPO, a POS, an HMO, as well as the HSA. And these are just types of plans. These could easily be 3 PPOs or 3 HMOs compared to the HSA. But what this illustrates here is, in this far right-hand column, is in the PPO, you'll see that you do have a higher premium compared to the other solutions, and you still have this expense. These expenses in the red are things like office copays, prescription drug card copays, lab work that may be subject to the deductible, co-insurance, out-of-pocket expenses. Those are the expenses that you really do need to add in addition to your premium to get your total cost for getting healthcare delivered. And again, as you move down the spectrum, as you compare these, you will be comparing premium plus expenses. And as we get to the HSA, again, you'll see that the premium, I may be getting a little bit ahead of myself, but the premium on an HSA is traditionally the lowest amongst all the other options, although you do have more expenses to pay when you see the doctor potentially. The overall cost of premium and expenses can be less than most other solutions that are out there. So this is a very important slide to explain the general concept of what you're going to be doing at the very end is calculating all of your costs to determine and to compare them to your other healthcare choices. So there's some additional considerations. We already talked about it being potentially the lowest cost solution for medical insurance. However, you also need to understand there are tax savings on the expenses when you use your plan, tax savings on healthcare expenses not covered by your plan, as well as tax savings on other earnings and savings. Now, this is another juncture where people go, oh, this is just a tax savings deal. No, it's not. It's more than that, but a tax savings is a big part of it. And a lot of people go, gosh, I don't pay very much in taxes, and this number's got to be small. Please stay with us throughout the entire series. You will see that you will be surprised how much you can save in tax dollars. These are real dollars. These are not phantom dollars. These are real dollars that you can save by using a health savings account. Let's boil this down even further. Let's go through the kind of general, taking this look from, 20,000 feet up and seeing how an HSA plan works. There are two components to an HSA. It is the HSA, which is actually an account, and an HDHP plan. So I know acronyms are, used too often, but these are ones you really need to kind of tuck away in the back of your brain. An HSA and an HDHP. So what's an HSA? Well, people also know that it's a health savings account. It's an account, like a checking account, owned by an individual used to pay current and future medical expenses. An HDHP is a high deductible health plan, and as it sounds, it's a medical plan that has a high deductible. But it also does not cover first dollar expenses. So there's no copays for doctor visits or prescription drugs except for wellness. Again, another point where people go, oh, no copays, I'm out of here. Please stay with us. This is just a general review so you can get your foundation down. So an HSA plus an HDHP equals a health savings account program. So let's take a look at it in this way. So basically we have an individual or a family that's going to take their dollars and they're going to put those dollars into an HSA. I like to call it a bucket of money. So this bucket of money, this bucket itself, this HSA is special. Why? Because again, in this HSA, you get tax-free benefits. You have no taxes paid on contributions into your HSA bucket. You have no taxes on the earnings in your bucket of money, and you pay no taxes on the spending. Again, this is just a general view. We'll dig into deeper how powerful that is. So again, you're taking dollars and you're putting into your HSA bucket. Now, where are we getting those dollars? Well, you're getting those dollars from the savings from lower premiums. So I'm saving money on my premiums. I can take that difference in what I was paying and my new premiums, and I can put that in my HSA bucket. Also, what I put in my HSA bucket are the predicted healthcare expenses for the plan year. Whatever plan you're on, unless you're on a completely 100% benefit plan that pays everything with no out-of-pocket, you're going to have some out-of-pocket expenses throughout the year. So whether you're with an HSA plan or a PPO plan or an HMO plan, you more than likely are going to have some expenses throughout the year. So we're taking those dollars and we're putting that in the HSA bucket. And the next thing we're going to put in there are savings for future healthcare expenses. Again, this is called a health savings account. And we'll talk more about the importance of saving and the advantages of doing that and why you'd want to do that. But those are basically the three areas where money is getting into your account. Now, once you've got money into your bucket, into your HSA account, then you're taking those dollars and you're spending them on healthcare expenses like doctor visits, hospital expenses, pharmacy expenses, and even things not associated with your medical plan like dental and vision and other things that we'll talk about. So again, that's a basic understanding of how an HSA plan works. dollars into your HSA account, then dollars back out of that HSA account to pay for healthcare expenses.